Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday night. Welcome into The Real. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, really appreciate that. Simple tap of the subscribe button. It's free. It really helps us go a long way. Going to get right into it tonight. No need to mess around or tease it up. So you guys have probably all seen it today. I've been talking about this on my show for really not even just the last week and a half since the Lakers sold. To when Mark Walton purchased the Lakers and Jeannie Buss sold it to him. Actually, I've been talking about this on my show for 2 years now, since 2023. I've been always talking about how there's a possibility of LeBron. I always said LeBron's not finishing his career in LA, and I was pretty certain about that just from what I've read. Even people that I know that are pretty connected have told me as well. So, and Jersey as well. So, people we know. But I'll just leave it at that because I don't claim to be a journalist or some insider or anything. I'm not, but when I do hear information, I mean, I do live in Akron, Ohio. It's a small world, so we'll just leave it at that. But anyways, so in case you're living under a rock, today, LeBron James, as I told you yesterday on my show, which I already knew, LeBron opted in today to the $52 million, $52.6 million with the Lakers. No surprise. I told you yesterday he was going to opt in today because today was the deadline. And so it was no surprise to me. I expected that. Great. Now, when I spoke last week when I was talking to you guys, I said, I'm telling you, with Jeannie Buss not being in control anymore, that was LeBron's person. Things could change in LA. LeBron doesn't have really the power. And LA and the ownership came in off the bat, really signaling that the future, they were building for the future, which is Luka Doncic. And I said there's a good chance, I'm telling you, LeBron wants to finish his last 2 years with a bang. He's going to play 2 more seasons. He wants to finish it with a bang. This season coming up, though, is his best, probably his last shot to truly win a championship. Because the year after that will be a retirement tour, playing with both of his sons probably because Bryce will be draft eligible. And wherever LeBron goes, Bronny will go with him. So that's probably what that 26-27 season will be more of a, not saying he won't try to win, but it'll be a lot of emotions. You know what I mean? It's more about LeBron's exit and retirement. This coming season, though, like I said, it's about winning championships. And I've always believed LeBron wants to win one more championship. It's about tying Kobe Bryant at 5, and you can't go back and say his last championship was a bubble reign. He needs one more significant reign. And so LeBron today opts in, but Rich Paul put out a statement for LeBron. Obviously, LeBron put out a statement through Clutch Sports, and it talked about them, him opting in, but also what his plans are. And it says right here, and this is from Rich Paul, quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. Paul told ESPN. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that. But he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. Well, let's just start with this statement here. I got another one he had too. I got 2 that I thought were very significant. This statement here alone, a lot to unpack in this. All right, so let's start with the first part. LeBron wants to compete for a championship. Okay, so that's his main goal next year. He wants to compete for a championship. He's got 2 more years left. He knows realistically his best chances next year. A lot of injuries in the league, unfortunately, but the East is wide open. There's outside of OKC, there's not really like a team that's like, man, they can really win a championship next year. It's wide open next year. So going on, though, the quote again, he knows the Lakers are building for the future. He knows they're building for the future. He knows they're building for the future around Luka Doncic, which is what the new ownership signaled they're doing when they bought the team. That's a pretty So if you want to compete for a championship now, but you know the team's building for the future, how does that add up? It doesn't. He understands that. He but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. This is where things get really, really interesting in my opinion. And to me, so let me explain this first before I say that I've already read it, but what I think this next part means. LeBron has a no trade clause in his contract, meaning that LeBron, if he requested a trade, or the Lakers wanted to trade him, or both, had the same interest, LeBron ultimately gets the last decision where he wants to go, number one, and also the team that he's getting traded to, let's say, I don't know, the Cavs, they have all the leverage in the deal. Really, all they have to do is just match the salary because the Lakers have no leverage at that point. LeBron's forcing his way out. If LeBron wants out, you have to trade him because it's LeBron. You can't keep that around. And the league probably wouldn't allow. That's just my opinion. But also, number two, you have no leverage because of the no trade clause, and that team can just give you a bag of chips, basically, if the salaries match. And so, but right here, this to me is a subtle goodbye. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob, and consider the Lakers a critical part of his career. That sounds very past tense. Sounds very, very past tense. When you read that again, we are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. That is very past tense. Thank you for our. Let me explain that to you how he really wants to say it. Thank you for our partnership, guys. It was a great part of our career. We always will think about our time with the Lakers, but time to move on. We're requesting the trade. Yeah. So on to the next quote. We understand the difficulty of winning now while preparing for the future. What I just said. He knows they're going one way in the future. He wants to win now. The two don't mix. That's why they say that we understand the difficulty. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his career and his life and career. So not what's best for the Lakers. What's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count. And the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. So that last part to me is very telling. And what that last part says to me, in my opinion, and I know some people who cover the Lakers are saying they don't know, they don't think for sure he's going to leave yet, but I think a lot of them are coming around the reality that this is what's happening. Because I think a lot of them were thrown off by this that cover the Lakers. I think some weren't. They're pretty plugged in. But I think some people I watch say they're a little thrown off by a lot of this. But again, he wants to make every season he has left count. And we know his number one goal is winning a championship next year and going out the way he wants to go out. And he says, and this is the best or the biggest part. And the Lakers understand that and are supportive of and the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. So I think this is all done. I think the trade request has already been submitted privately. I'm just going to go out on the limb and say it. I think it's already done. I think there's a deal that's brewing right now that could happen tomorrow, could happen Tuesday, could happen next week by the 4th of July. I've said to you guys on my show by July 6th, and Ryan Windhorst said this too, by July 6th, you'll know where the landscape of the league is next year. July 6th is next Sunday, a week from today. I think the trade is already. I think they're already talking to teams about a trade. The way this statement was, I mean, if you really read that statement, thank you, Jeannie and Rob, for 8 years. We really appreciate it. And the Lakers understand what I want to do, and they understand they're going in one direction, I'm going another direction, and they're supportive of what I want. And basically, what they're going to help facilitate the trade of where I want to go because they really have no choice because I have a no trade clause. So I think right now LeBron's in New York. Although he may have left today, but he's in New York. I think he's probably sitting on the phone right now with him. I'm sure Rich Paul's sitting with Rob Pelinka via phone and whatever team they're coordinating with. I think it's coming down to two teams, and I put this in the thing. Let me see what else I got here. So again, Kevin O'Connor today covers a reporter for Yahoo Sports. He suggested why not the Cavs for a farewell tour. And I've mentioned the Cavs. I said if you watch my show, I've mentioned for a while how the Cavs door's always been left open. It's always been left open, the Cavs door. He's mentioned it in years past. I showed it on my show yesterday. Again, here's the article from 2022 again from when he talked to Jason Lloyd, the All-Star Weekend in Cleveland. That door's not the door's not closed on that, James told Jason Lloyd. He said, I'm not saying I'm coming back and playing. I don't know. I don't know what my future holds. I don't know when I'm free. So that was back in 2022. But he's always left the door open. I played the clips on my show. When he opened the school a month after he signed for LA, he went on the Channel 3 local news, and the lady asked him at the last question, would you ever think about coming back and running it full circle? And he goes, well, I'd never say no to anything. He's always left the door open, always. And he's done it he's very calculated. LeBron, I followed LeBron very closely for a long, long time. He's very, very calculated in everything he does. Him going and sitting courtside of that Cavs playoff game wasn't an accident. It was very calculated what he did there. And again, it's not a coincidence either. Two things here with the Cavs side of this. Jared Dudley, LeBron's boy, was played with him on the Lakers championship team in 2020. Very good friends. Has been on the coaching staff with the Dallas Mavericks. He's looking around to upgrade I don't know if he's looking for more money, but he's been going around interviewing for assistant coaching jobs. He didn't interview a couple of head coaching jobs, but the Cavs were rumored to be the top spot to land him to be their top assistant because they lost Jordan Ott, who got the head coaching job with the Phoenix Suns. They retained Johnny Bryant. But Jared Dudley has already interviewed with the Cavs, has a relationship with Kenny Atkinson, very close to LeBron, probably knows people in the organization through LeBron. A lot of people still believe that he will still end up on the Cavs bench. And he interviewed with the Denver Nuggets this week. He's interviewed with a couple other teams, but Jared Dudley's just been kind of hanging around. And I've said on the show for last week and on TuneIn Sports show as well, he's waiting around for a reason. Jared Dudley knows what's going on. And LeBron, wherever he goes, he's going to have somebody on that bench, an assistant coach. And I think Jared Dudley would be his guy here because Jared's the middleman for LeBron. He communicate with LeBron. He communicate with Kenny. That's the middleman. Just like when he came back at 14, Ty Lue was the middleman. And eventually he was the insurance policy when they fired David Blatt. No, I don't think that'll happen here. I think Kenny and LeBron actually will probably work pretty well together because I think Kenny's a great coach. But you still got to have that middle guy. And so he would be the middle guy. And so you could add him on that bench. And he's just sitting around waiting. And he hasn't taken a job yet. And I've always thought, wonder why. He's probably waiting to see what happens. I don't think these guys know what's going on. You can find out through the agent community very fast or just through personal phone calls and stuff. So, but also, Dan Gilbert this week came out and said, hey, I'd like to sell maybe up to 15% minority stake in the Cleveland Cavaliers. And 15% of what the Cavs are worth. The Cavs are worth $3.95 billion. So a 15% minority stake would be almost about $593 million, just about. It's $592 and $500,000. So that's a good deal for LeBron, probably because LeBron is a billionaire, but he's not going to overspend. But that's a good minority stake. And a lot of people have always thought that when LeBron came back in 14, Chris Broussard mentioned this many times that, there was always maybe a wink to acquire that, when LeBron came back at 14, there was always kind of a wink deal under the table. Hey, maybe one day I'll give you part ownership, Dan Gilbert told LeBron. And Chris Broussard said that many times. خris Broussard's obviously pretty plugged in with LeBron and his camp from Ohio. Has a good relationship. Here's that clip. This is from Speak for Yourself back in June 15th, 2017. Here's what Chris Broussard said.
Everyone around the league was saying Westbrook was going to the Lakers. So this is just people talking that aren't close to LeBron, that don't know what he's thinking. He went back to Cleveland for many reasons, not just basketball. He's doing a lot. And look, not being in LA has not stopped him from having a media company that Maverick Carter runs, from being in movies, from having a game show. LeBron knows and I also think he has designs on owning the Cavaliers down the road. So he could obviously do that if he left, but I think he's.
So there you go. Now he eventually obviously left and went to LA, but Chris Broussard mentioned at that time the big piece there, which he's mentioned many times on Fox over the years, that LeBron's eyed that ownership deal with the Cavs. And obviously he's talking about the Vegas team. He's always in the recent years, he's talking more about the Vegas team, wanting to get ownership of the Vegas team. But that's a very complicated thing because we don't know when that Vegas team is going to be up. It probably the soonest it could be available, I think, is 2028. That's 3 more years from now. And so, and that's going to be a tough team and more expensive team to get a bid on because it's Vegas. Shaq's already came out and said he wants in on it. I know Red Bull's trying to get it. There's some other one called Oak something, some big time investment groups trying to get in on it. That's a lot of players going to be involved in trying to get that Vegas team. Cavs team, he can have the minority stake like Jordan did back when he went home to Charlotte, and he can have some control basketball operations, give input, which is probably what he wants. And it's a good start. And eventually he could go maybe buy a team one day if he grows his income and stuff. But that's a great start. It's right here in your hometown. And so, and he already has people in that front office. You know what I mean? He's one of LeBron's childhood best friends, played with him at St. Vincent St. Mary in high school. And you'll see him you go watch the Oak Hill game his senior year. He's the guy that threw the outlet pass to him when he dunked it in transition the first quarter. Brandon Weems. Brandon Weems is the assistant GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So he's got somebody in that front office already. He's got connections already, obviously, here from being here, but he's got one of his close friends in that front office. I think that means something. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, he's got Jared Dudley on the bench. He'll have somebody in that front office too. Just saying. And so, and also going back to the ownership part of it, and obviously LeBron can't play and be an owner, but at the same time, but if he's going to play 2 more years, he can come back to Cleveland. He can compete for a championship next year, probably. He'll have the whole farewell tour, his last season in Cleveland where he belongs, and then after that, you could take over that minority stake that Dan Gilbert's trying to sell, and maybe Dan Gilbert they can have a little under the table deal, which they may already have according to Chris Broussard. But if you don't believe Chris Broussard, well, guess what? LeBron's right hand man, Maverick Carter, said it. His first game back in Cleveland as a Laker in November of 2018. Here's what Maverick Carter had to say.
For someone who has known him since childhood, this relationship with this community has been up and down and warm and crazy and everything. As he comes back tonight, what do you think sort of the bond with this town and this team is going, just not now, but in the future, his legacy here?
I think LeBron, being from Akron, which is right down the road from here, same place I'm from, this community, these people know him as more than a basketball player. They know him as more than an athlete. They know him as more than a guy who scores points. They know him as a guy who really cares about the community, who's built the school, puts his name, his face, his time, his money into the community. He's helped build businesses around here. I think Biz know him as and will feel he's the greatest basketball player to ever play, and they feel that and love that. But I think more importantly, they know him as more than just LeBron, the basketball player, and they love him for that.
I mean, he has an entire school in Akron, Ohio, so that's got his name on it. But do you think we'll see a statue out here one day?
I don't know. I mean, I think, LeBron is so focused still on playing, as we all can see. He doesn't really talk about things like that. He talks about the next game, the last game, what's the season ahead. He doesn't really he hasn't started to look back at all, not one bit. I mean, every now and again, he's started to utter, when I'm done playing, I'm going to do this, or when I'm done playing, I want to buy a team, and when I'm done playing, I like to own. But he doesn't really talk about things like that. So I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. You never know. It depends on who's the owner at that time and how they feel.
So do you think that he might end up buying this team? Because then he could decide about the statue.
I think, if this team was up for sale, he'd definitely be one of the people who'd look at buying it for sure.
He'd definitely be one of the people looking at buying it for sure. Interesting timing with Jared Dudley and Dan Gilbert selling the stake and LeBron now today. It seems like it's all coming full circle, doesn't it? I will say, though, there is a team out there I would say is an underdog in all this that I think wouldn't surprise me if LeBron went there. The Dallas Mavericks. And Jovan Buhai, I believe that's how you say his name. Excuse me, I've mispronounced it. Who covers the Lakers, very good reporter, got some good insight. He mentioned on his show today when reacting to this that there's been a lot of feel behind there's been the rumor mill, let's say gossip per se, behind the scenes of last week that the Dallas Mavericks could be a real contender if LeBron left. If you watched my show for the last 2 years, I said this 2 years ago about the Dallas Mavericks. Remember there was that rumor 2 years ago that LeBron and Luka and Draymond, all of them were going to go to Dallas. And Brian Windhorst even kind of said LeBron was interested in playing with Luka, maybe in Dallas one day. It's always been out there. And so even from people I know that know LeBron pretty well, the Jersey knows even, the Dallas Mavericks have always been a consideration. And obviously, it's been crazy if that happened. It would be crazy if that happened, considering they traded Luka Doncic this year. And, Kyrie's their guy, AD's their guy. They just drafted Cooper Flagg, who LeBron was raving about this whole week on his show. Jason Kidd. So very interesting. But the trade's very easy, too, because remember, LeBron has a no-trade clause. So Dallas, they're not giving up Cooper Flagg, obviously. So the trade, I think, would be Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, who I heard has interest with the Lakers. I know he opted in, but there's been interest there. The Lakers really wanted Daniel Gafford. Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. I think another player for like LeBron and Bronny. I think the salaries match up. I think if the Cavs wanted to get him via trade, the Cavs have the apron they got to worry about, the second apron. So I think the Cavs would have to dump some salary. They would probably be Jared Allen. I know some people have rumored DeAndre Hunter. I know some people don't like that. They think that's maybe too much, but I think maybe DeAndre Hunter could be involved. You still got Dean Wade at $6 million. You also just signed Sam Merrill for a pretty reasonable deal too, which I say yesterday I think it's a very tradable contract. The Sam Merrill one, maybe that was a sign and trade possibly. I don't know. So maybe they like this new kid they drafted from Duke, Tyrese Proctor, I believe it's Tyrese Proctor. Excuse me, having a break for Tyrese Proctor. Maybe you trade Jalen Tyson in the deal. That matchup. So I don't know. I know Tune in Sports probably going nuts right now. Hear me say any of this because he's probably one of the few. I think he's one of the few people I've heard that said no thank you at all for any of this. So, but the Dallas Mavericks are a real player. I think this is coming down to Cleveland and Dallas. I think going back to the quote they said earlier. From Rich Paul. If you read it at the end there, and basically at the end there, we thank Jeannie Buzz, or we have it. We were very appreciative for the partnership we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob, and consider the Lakers a critical part of his career. That sounds like a subtle goodbye, very passive goodbye. And then at the end here, he wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. Sounds like to me it's already emotion. That's what it sounds like. It's already emotion. Now, could LeBron be applying pressure on them? Yes. But I don't know really any moves via trade that the Lakers can make that would significantly make them a contender in the West. The Eastern Conference is wide open. Jason Tatum's out next year. Tyrese Halliburton's out next year. You got a young Orlando Magic team. You got a young Detroit Pistons team. You got a young New York Knicks team still who's growing, but still young. I think LeBron likes his chances. You give him Donovan Mitchell and let's say Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, obviously, with Darius Garland and some other pieces they can put around. I think Max Strus would be awesome with LeBron, kind of like what Mike Miller was. That's a pretty good team. They can still sign some other guys, obviously, on the vet minimum. People probably want to come here for 1 year if they feel like they can win a championship for one season. It ain't that bad. So I think the Cavs make them. I think that's where LeBron wants to go. I think he wants to be in the East. If you really want to win a championship and compete next year, because Kyrie's coming off an injury. AD if you trade Daniel Gafford, now you got to put AD at the 5. I don't like AD at the 5. I think his injury risk is higher, and I think LeBron knows that. Cooper Flagg's a rookie. I think we all think Cooper Flagg's would be good, but he's still a rookie. I don't know if LeBron wants to go into that situation like that. And again, why if Jared Dudley knew LeBron was coming there, why would he leave? It just doesn't make any sense. So I think all signs are pointing to it because Jared Dudley's looking for the Cavs, and sounds like he's going to be in the Cavs on the Cavs bench. Shout out my man DFJ Hoops. What up, bro? What up, brother? Good to see you. Appreciate you for tuning in. If you're in the NBA content, if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, which we'll probably have people watch from all over tonight, since this is a national story, go subscribe to DFJ Hoops. And great guy, great content, and you'll love it over there. I love listening to the show. And go support him. It's like supporting your local business. You know what I mean? Go support your local streamers. These guys do this for the love of it and for the passion, and they really put a lot of time and effort into this. So go subscribe to DFJ Hoops. Great guy. Good to see you, brother. Chris, thanks for tuning on in. Says, I'll be happy when he leaves the Lakers. Want the old Lakers back. I know there's a lot of Lakers fans that feel that way, Chris. I know the LeBron, I call it the Hollywood experiment, has been quite interesting, to say the least. So, but I think the Lakers, though, they're still in good hands. I mean, they got Luka, and I think new ownership now. I think if they're LA, they're always going to be an attraction. They'll get guys there. I don't know what the Mavs will give up better than Jared Allen. I agree with that, Paramount. I don't think there's anything better, Jared or DeAndre Hunter, even for that matter. If we had to give him up, they're not giving up Cooper. No, not at all. Clay would probably go. His washed Lakers would not want him. They want Cooper Flagg, and they're not getting Cooper Flagg, which is why I think I get the rumor, but that rumor may be a distraction. I think there is smoke there, but I don't think that's LeBron's choice, and I don't think that's the Lakers wouldn't prefer. I don't think LeBron's going to completely just say, screw you, you get whatever you get. But I mean, the Lakers do have a say in it. They can obviously say no. I don't think they would want. Jared Allen fits more. You're building a team around Luka. So what piece is better with Luka? Jared Allen's a great piece around Luka. We already saw Klay Thompson at this stage in his career last year next to Luka. Not terrible. He's a great shooter, but he's not the same Klay. He needs a center. They need a center. Jared Allen's a great rim running center. That's what Luka needs. That's when he thrives the most. Jared Allen's great. And for the price, too, in LA with the new ownership, $20 million a year is not a bad price at all. My God, Strus would have the green light every time with LeBron. It'd be like Mike Miller and Shane Battier in Miami. And Evan Mobley plays a lot reminds a lot of Chris Bosh. And Donovan Mitchell reminds a little bit of Dean Wade, but a better jump shot. I mean, kind of looking like that Miami team a little bit, just saying. And my last thing here, though, I'm going to hold my guest up. Going back to this report here today about how LeBron, sees the difficulty. He understands the difficulty in winning now and preparing for the future. LeBron already kind of gave you guys a hint. And I never played this on my show, never talked about it, but I felt like I'm glad I waited because now is the right time to bring it up. If you go back and just listen to LeBron's postseason press conference and listen to two parts of it when they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in that game 5, I believe. Here's LeBron. Here's the first part. If you listen to what he says here, he's kind of he's telling you, he kind of told you this was what? May 1st, 2025 of this year when they lost in the first round. He kind of already told you. He kind of gave you some hints. If you really know LeBron and follow him like I have, every time he left Miami, left Cleveland the first time, came back to Cleveland, left Cleveland and went to LA, that last game in that uniform, a lot of the press conferences sounded just like this. Same tone, very passive, very non-committal. Here's the two clips here. Actually, let me slow that down. Sorry, that's way too fast. Put on normal speed here. All right, there you guys go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, good. LeBron, you've been through it all in the NBA. Just wonder how you go into an offseason after year 22, when you probably had high hopes heading into the postseason that end abruptly like this.
I don't know. Obviously, for me, since my first NBA Finals appearance, I think in 2007, the moment I got an opportunity to be a part of that and taste that feeling, from there on, every season that I did not make it to the finals or did not win a championship has been a disappointment. So it'd be the same for me, it'd be the same off season of disappointment and unfulfillment, have an opportunity, to play longer and give yourself an opportunity to play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. So nothing changes for me.
So again, that adds up with the first part of his statement today. Let me pull it back up here. I'm sorry. Right here, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers' ability for the future, and he understands that. But he values a realistic chance of winning it all. So the first part there, what he said in the statement today, that first part there, that press conference after the season, he already told you what he's thinking. Second part now. This goes along with the future comments that he made today. Let me pull this up here. Give me 1 second, my timestamp. All right. Here's the second part of his postseason press conference when they lost to Minnesota. Again, LeBron was already kind of telling you everything they said in that statement today. He told you, just like he did when he left Miami, just like he did when he left Cleveland the first time, just like when he left Cleveland the second time to go to LA. He gives you hints.
LeBron, how did, I think it was the final 12 games you guys played when you had your full unit after you returned, how did the end of regular season, but also this year form from a team-wide perspective, the areas of improvement for next season?
I don't know. Obviously, we don't even, and listen, it's a business too. So you don't know what the roster will look like next year, besides the guys that's locked into contracts. So we don't, I got a lot to think about myself. So I don't know what the roster will look like. I don't know what I'm, where I stand right now. But I think whatever happens, I think JJ is going to continue to grow. I thought he had a hell of a rookie campaign for a rookie coach, and it's a lot different being a rookie coach. It's already hard being a rookie coach in the NBA, and it's a hell of a lot harder being a rookie head coach coaching the Lakers. It's a whole nother ball game. And I thought he handled it extremely well. I thought he just learned every single day. He held us accountable. He pushed us. I thought JJ and his coaching staff were great throughout the whole season. And that was pretty cool. So that's one thing for sure that you guys know for sure that would be. And here is a great coach, up and coming coach that will be great for many, many years.
That's one thing you guys will have for sure is you got a great coach in JJ Redick. If you really listen to what LeBron's saying there, again, he said, "Shit, I got a lot of stuff I got to figure out too. I'm not committing to this roster, this team. I'm not going to talk about next year." And then second part he mentioned there was talk about him and Luka playing this year, and he kind of mentioned it in like a past tense, like, I thought we did a good enough job with the time we had. We didn't have enough time, but to make it as far as we did, I thought we did a good enough job with two main ball handlers trying to figure out middle of the season. And then obviously, like I said, that third part there, you guys got a great coach in Luka no matter what. Not Luka. You guys got a great coach in JJ Redick, and you got that to hang your hat on. Sounds very like I'm out. Shout out to Zay TV. He said, "Damn, yeah, he out." DFJ Hoops said, "But who would want that contract? But who would trade for that contract though?" I think the Cavs would, because I think LeBron makes them a better team. You trade Jared Allen and a couple other pieces, you can get it done. You just got to match his salary. Again, he's got the no trade clause, so if he says I want to go to Cleveland, that's where he's going. You know what I mean? Now, in the Lakers, they have no leverage in that. The only thing the Cavs can do is they just have to match the salaries and keep it somewhat fair. But because the Lakers could say no, but if he wants out, he's going to go. He's got the no trade clause. He's got all the leverage. The Cavs have all the leverage. So it's all just about matching salaries at that point and staying under that apron. But it's only a 1-year deal. But I guess if you're a team like the Cavs, it's got to be by situation. It's not every team can do this. Again, with the no trade clause, he's picking where he wants to go. And LeBron's very smart. Going back to what I said earlier about the ownership side of things. If he wants to own a team, being 41 years old in December, you get that almost $53 million at that age, which is never heard of. Yeah, you probably take that money. LeBron's a shrewd operator. You got to give him credit, man. They are shrewd operators. I'm going to get that $53 million and I'm going to dictate where I'm going to go. So I'm still getting paid max value and I'm still getting 53 mil. I think when his contract's up next offseason, I think he'll set it up he'll probably take a lesser deal, or maybe, I don't know what it'll take. It won't be $53 million, but it'll probably be maybe a smaller deal. He'll play with both of his sons, probably in Cleveland. It'll be a retirement tour. So that's why this season coming up, it's all about get that bag, which he did. And I'm going to put myself in the best position to win a championship next year for one last hurrah in the winning side of things. And so that's how I see it. He said, I was searching for clues when he left the Heat and came back. The final straw was movie trucks that were at his house. I got hyped, told him when he's coming back. And lo and behold, he came. Yeah, Parent John, if you watch my channel for a long time, Parent John, good to see you. I've shown many, many videos last off season. I did a couple videos showing a lot of that. And this dude, he's very calculated in everything he does. He tells you ahead of time what he's doing if you really know how to look and pay attention to it, which is why I've been bringing this up. I said when the Lakers sold that day, almost 2 weeks ago, I said that was it, because Jeannie Buss, yeah, she's still a governor role there, but she's not fully in charge anymore. She's not paying the bills. She was the one that catered to LeBron, was in debt and kind of indebted to LeBron because LeBron did a lot for her, obviously, and helped her out a lot. And but that she's out of the picture now. So, it is what it is, and that's why I said it. I bet you he wants his last 2 years to be a very storybook ending to what's been a storybook career. And what he said in the statement today adds up to that. So, again, we're on LeBron watch. Starting tomorrow, really now. Right now, it's on. I mean, anything can happen from now and probably till next week. So, keep your eyes out. Keep your notifications alert ready, because it's going to happen at any time, I think. Whatever happens, it's coming real. I think it's going to happen this week. So, I'm here to see it and watch out for it. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to let my guys up here and let them take over. Joining me now is Mike Antonace, the man, the myth, the legend. Mike, what's happening?
Oh, not much, brother. How art thou this evening?
Good. I'm going to let you and Jersey, Mike, take a crack at it and kind of just let you guys get your thoughts on all this. I pretty much said everything I had to say. Jersey, welcome into the show.
Good evening.
Mike, I'll let you go first. You kind of co-host this, Mike. I got to go grab something real quick. I'll be listening, but you guys take it over. Go ahead, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Joseph and I were actually talking about this morning about Rich Paul's comments, and how under the new ownership that the Lakers really are trying their damnedest to build a team for the future. The new ownership seems to see the writing on the wall that like the team isn't constructed in such a way that they can compete right now in the West. So they're going to be stocking draft picks, which I mean they really should try or at least try their best to get young players, because I think last time I checked they don't have a first round pick until like 2029 or something nuts. And the Lakers are going to be kind of like what you saw post Kobe Lakers, just like very sad team, had some okay young talent here and there. And then LeBron came and kind of like rejuvenated them, if you will. But before that, the Lakers were kind of a joke. And they really do need to stock up on some young talent. So I think not only does it make sense for LeBron, but on the other side of the coin, I think it makes sense for the Lakers because they need young talent. They need some sort of draft capital because they are sorely lacking in both. Obviously, they have Luka Doncic, who will become the de facto face of the Lakers. And then, hopefully they'll be able to draft some young talent out there. But I'm excited at the prospect of him returning. I know we always kind of joke like there's that meme of what do you guys do while I'm gone? And it's just wait for you to come back when it comes to LeBron. But I mean, it would be weird to see him retire in another uniform. I know you and I agree on that jersey. I didn't see him. It's just weird to see him not retire in a Cavs uniform. I think he thinks that at least a little bit. Now I know he's always wanted to play for the Mavericks, but that would just be weird. Just him going out to the Mavericks with that kind of mixture of young talent and a couple of older dudes, but we're kind of constructed like the Mavs in that same way. We have really good young talent, and then, well, I mean, pretty much that's our whole team is just really good young talent. I think Donovan Mitchell is the oldest starter, and he's only like 27. He's going to be 27 this year. So, yeah, I'm really excited at it, man. I think LeBron could bring that veteran edge. Obviously, he's still one of the best players in the league. There are some parts of his game that have eroded a little bit, and just in the defensive side of the ball, and maybe in like not playing as many minutes as he once did. But I mean, here the fact that he's still putting up 26 points a game, and damn near what was it, like 7 assists last season at 40. It's unheard of. I don't think we'll ever. We haven't seen it before, and I don't think we'll see it again, especially in a sport like basketball. I mean, but yeah, I'd be all for it, man. I think the fans would welcome him back with open arms. I think he would like to retire here, and kind of like what Joseph brought up with the Dan Gilbert thing, him being able to purchase 15% ownership, which is a pretty significant piece of ownership in a team that he's won a championship with. And if he does come back, maybe, who knows, maybe 2 championships with, I think would be pretty significant.
What's that again? I'm sorry. What's that again?
Oh, I was just saying how it would be pretty significant. For what Joseph was saying when it comes to him possibly having the prospect of owning 15% stake in the Cavs, how that would be a pretty significant piece for him to start with, and getting an actual NBA ownership, especially with a team he's already won a championship with, and if he does come back, possibly 2 championships with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's almost like we've always known. There's always been that rumor that was put out there. What Chris Broussard said, and then what Maverick Carter said. But it's always kind of been known. I think it's kind of ironic. Last week that Dan Gilbert comes out and says, "Hey, I'm going to just sell 50% of my team."
Yeah.
And,
It's all like it needs the money.
yeah, in Cleveland, if LeBron eventually becomes a majority owner, he would always have his way with the city of Cleveland. Not that Dan Gilbert probably doesn't either, because he's a heavy taxpayer and he's been really good to the city of Cleveland. But if you look at just what Jimmy Haslam's going up against, I don't think LeBron would ever have that issue,
Right.
no matter what he wanted to do. So
that saga with Jimmy just came to an end, like this week. Like it's finally over.
yeah, I mean it's it's just a
5 months.
bad relationship. So, but then you got to look at what's his kids want.
Yeah.
I think his LeBron Jr. would be very much welcomed here. It'd be easier for him to grow. I don't think he'd be under a microscope. And then if Bryce gets drafted here, I've always been told, I don't know whether this will be true or not, but somebody I know that has a kid that used to be really good friends with Bryce. When he went to LA, what I was told was Bryce was really upset. He's kind of he's kind of like he likes to be home, which is Akron. So he was pretty upset, did not want to move. So you wonder, and then you wondered like his daughter, like the school. I don't know how old she is now. I don't know, it's 7 or 8 or something. I don't know, but
I'd say probably around there.
I think she's 10.
10. That could be.
Welcome back to it.
There's all these other things that play into it. So, and I think those things do matter to him. So, does his daughter go to Old Trail like her brothers did? But everything seems to be pointing to Cleveland. If you look at the way the team's assembled, it really mimics the Miami Heat. Joseph and I have always said that Donovan Mitchell is almost a clone of Dwayne Wade. Mobley's like Bosch. You got all these spot up 3 shooters. So, his guy in the front office has been there forever. He's always when he speaks about the Cavs, he always says we. He doesn't say them, he says we. So, it's, and then obviously retiring. What's the storybook ending? Is it Dial? I'm with you. It's just it seems weird that he would retire somewhere else. You know what I mean?
A team that he has no history. Like I feel like it would here if he goes, well, I'm going to go to Miami and retire in Miami. I want to do my retirement tour there. I think Cleveland always meant more to him because it was home, and also all of the obviously the championship where many laud as the best NBA championship ever. And I'm not just saying that as a Cavs fan. They had a whole ass documentary on it. It's just, you'll never see a team come back 3-1 ever again. And if maybe you will, but maybe it's 100 years from now or something crazy, right? Like, and also, Paramjot actually kind of said exactly what you were saying. Yes, he knows he wants to retire here. We love him and he loves us. We won't talk crap about his son either. We will cheer him on to grow as a player and as a person. So he's kind of agrees with you.
That happened that night when his son scored his first basket. I mean,
against us, we were cheering him.
I mean, the two a couple nights before that was his first game he played with his dad in L.A. and it was a great night, obviously. But LeBron was pretty emotional when it happened here. He literally was emotional on the bench. So, yeah, what does that tell you?
I remember he say thank you to the camera. He was put his hand on his chest and he was like, thank you.
Well, they also congratulate him on breaking the all-time scoring record too.
Yeah.
And he saluted the crowd and blah, 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 the whole thing.
Well, here, he knew, in that first round when they lost, he knew because if you watch that, I don't know if you ever saw this, when he was walking into the tunnel, his wife was there waiting, and she's not normally waiting after every series, but she was waiting, and you could read his lips clear as day, and he said it's over as he was walking up to her, and she gave him a kiss, and he went right in the locker room. But he said that's the only thing he said to her. He walked up and he said it's over. So, I mean, it really reminds me of his first tenure here in Cleveland when he took his jersey off after losing the Celtics. He knew, and I don't know, him telling her it's over. I don't know. Maybe she's been wanting to end she's done with the LA Laker experiment and been letting him run its course or letting him continue. And he just said
he was caught on a hot mic. It came out today. They were out to dinner in New York because they've been out in New York, and one of his buddies was like, it was like some sushi bar or something they were at, and one of his guys, I know he's from Cleveland, I'm kind of familiar with him. He was posting video, but he must not have heard what LeBron was talking in the background. LeBron was in the background saying like, Savannah F wants me to retire right now, but he wants to play a couple more years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely where it's at. We got some comments I want to get to real quick. We got some new people in here. Shout out to Coffin Kicks. He said he's going to go to the Cavs. Appreciate you for tuning in. He said get to the finals with the Cavs. Loss again. Garland, Allen for LeBron. Just got Ball to play point. Obviously, yeah, Lonzo Ball is his guy. He always loved Lonzo Ball. They got him for Isaac Okoro, which to me could be a steal if Lonzo stays healthy. Shout out to my man Tune In Sports. Any Cavs content creators or people interested in Cavs content creators out there and all things Cleveland Cavaliers news and updates and stuff, NBA news, go subscribe to Tune In Sports, my guy. I put the link in for you on the chat too. You want to come up here for a little bit or for a couple minutes to give your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear what you got to say about it. He said Allen and DG for LeBron, not trading Hunter. I'll come back to that in a minute. We taking care of the free throw merchant, bet on it. Shout out to
Rhaenyra.
What is that, Mike?
It's Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra. Didn't he just exercise the option to extend his contract with the Lakers? No. So what he did was he had a player option for one more year for $52.6 million. So he opted into the contract, which everybody expected. But today when they announced it, because today was the deadline for it, Rich Paul said, quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. We understand the difficulty of winning now and while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. So I'm letting you guys react to this real quick too. That last part there in both of those statements sounds like a passive goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
we're grateful we're very appreciative for the 8 years, and they're supportive of what he wants and what's best for him. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and kind of like what you said at the beginning, what I said at the beginning too. It kind of just drives the ball home where it's like the Lakers are in a different point of their, a different point as a team, and LeBron's at a different point in his career. He's not somebody who is content with just, letting the door close, you know what I mean, on his NBA career and watching like the picks come through and helping out young talent. Like, yeah, he'll do all those things, but as long as he's competing for a chip, he is a guy that needs to compete. He's only got a couple of years left. And I only think it makes sense for LeBron at this point in his career and for the Lakers too. Like, I mean, it's both sides, not just LeBron's side, but the Lakers just aren't in a point where they can contend, especially in that Western Conference where you got, Oklahoma City, which is like the Avengers at this point, just like everybody is great. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is this rising superstar. But they're just a well-built team. And then you have Anthony Edwards, who people are saying could be the next face of the league, making the Timberwolves more and more competitive. And here, even I'm not gonna like put too much on the Clippers, but like
Well, Durant
they're
just went to
competitive.
Houston. I mean,
And Durant just went to Houston, and Durant. I mean, not Durant.
they might
The
take, and
Rockets.
Dorian Finney-Smith, who declined his option day with the Lakers, declined $50 million, which is kind of interesting too. I know the Rockets are pursuing him really hard right now.
Yeah.
So
Raniero says, "Damn."
yeah, and shout out to Tune, hit the like button. Yeah, Tune, if you got a couple minutes to come up here, Tune, I want to hear what you got to say about the Cavs side of this, because if you wouldn't mind for a couple minutes, you're available, brother.
Well, here's the other thing is,
here's how I want to point out. I'm gonna let you go, Jersey, real quick. I just want to point this out. They did mention in the article as well that LeBron is closely monitoring what the Lakers are doing as well to see if they can make any moves that can get them over the hump. But when I read these last two parts that were written after that part of the article that say we thank them for the 8 years basically, and they're the Lakers understand what's going on, and they're supportive and want what's best for him. It sounds like it's already done and that they're moving on. Go ahead, Jersey.
well, here, this is all just one giant explanation, is all this is. If he was staying with the Lakers, none of this, there wouldn't be any, there would just be a really brief statement. You know, LeBron wants to continue with the Lakers, blah, blah, blah. This is, why is this long explanation put out? And then the other thing, you think about a guy like LeBron that's been in the league since 03, and you think about guys all the way back into the 80s, the Lakers are the Buss family. When the Buss family no longer owns the Lakers, it's no longer the Lakers. I mean, obviously they carry the name, but it was when you went to LA, you went to play for the Buss family. It really wasn't the Lakers. It was playing for Dr. Buss and Dr. Buss's family. So, for her, you think about all of this has happened. So much has happened, and just in the last couple of weeks, she sells a team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's all just unfolding now, and I think LeBron's one of those guys that's he's drafted 22 years ago. He wanted to play for the Buss family. I don't think he wanted to play just for the Lakers. It was the Buss family. So because all these old guys from the old guard and the Buss family meant everything to these people.
Well, she's taken very well. That's why when they sold the team, and she's not really in charge anymore. Obviously, I mean, I know she's a governor. She helps with basketball decisions, but she's not in charge. She's not paying the final line. She's not paying the bottom line anymore. So, Tim, that's why when it happened that day, that Wednesday was almost 2 weeks ago now. I said, "Hey, man, keep an eye out because his leverage is gone with them." This new ownership came in. They're pretty much signaling, "Hey, we're building for the future," which LeBron acknowledged right here. He understands that. He knows the Lakers are building for the future because they have Luka Doncic. He understands that, as they should, right? And this new ownership, they got their own plan. Rob Pelinka, it sounds like, is already on the hot seat. So, because when the new ownership comes in, they want to put their people in there. They want to put their agenda in there. They want to build their philosophy. And the ownership group's been very successful. Obviously, they built that Dodgers franchise to be a monster. So, they know what they're doing. They got their own plan, and Magic's behind it. And we all know why, because I think Magic's obviously part owner with that Dodgers group. And I'm sure he's giving them some input of what's going on and who's who. And we all know why Magic left the Lakers. A lot of it was because he didn't get along with Rob Pelinka. So, again, Jeannie Buss has always done anything LeBron's wanted. She's always been indebted to LeBron because LeBron really saved her a lot in a lot of ways in 2018 and took that franchise back to where it was supposed to be when they were kind of heading towards a dull place and generated. She's not the richest of owners. The Lakers are rich, but she's not rich. She's never been one of the richest owners, but he's made her a lot of money. Even when they drafted Bronny James, it was a lot of money in 1 week. I mean, revenue. I think it was like almost $50 million in revenue. That's crazy. So I think that's what Gilbert Arenas said. So, again, I don't. It all, like, I agree with you. It all seems like it's coming to an end. Again, Jeannie's not in the picture anymore. This whole little era for 8 years in LA, the LeBron James in LA, the whole thing. I think it's coming to an end now, and I think that's where it's signaling.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear, and I'm very excited at the prospect I hope he makes the right decision and comes to Cleveland. Let's see. Rhaenyra says, I don't know what team can pick up that contract and contend. It's really just matching the money. Joseph said earlier at the beginning of the show that, if we trade, what was it, Dean Wade,
Jared Allen. I think
Jared
there's
Allen, and either Hunter.
Here's a trade that's going around right now that people are saying it's possibly could happen. It's Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter, and either Dean Wade or the Okiki guy. They can decline the contract, what they should clear that $2 million. I think it's Dean Wade and maybe one more piece. I don't know. And the Lakers are giving us LeBron, Bronny, and probably don't connect. It sounds like.
Yeah, and it sounds like Sam Merrill could be a sign and trade, like you were saying. So it's really just matching the money. So it's not crazy, and losing Jared Allen would suck, but he hasn't really been an impact in the playoffs. And you still keep your core of either you still keep Garland and
who's a clutch client
they declined Okiki already. There you go.
No, yeah, but you're keeping Garland, who's a clutch client. I'm LeBron's guy, but so they decline. Yeah, and that's the key with the Cavs is they have to stay under that second apron, but they have to shed salary, and that's why Brian Windhorst a week ago said the Cavs' biggest agenda right now is shedding salary. They just shedded some more. They shedded his salary today. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move tomorrow, or if they're really into this, they're going to shed salary, and yeah, you can just match salaries at that point.
Right. But yeah, thank you for the comment, Your Majesty. Rhaenyra Targaryen herself chatting in.
Let me ask you guys. I'll start with you, Jersey. I know Toon's got a. I'm curious to see what he has to say about this. So he kind of told me earlier in our chat, but privately. But if you're the Cavs, are you willing to give up a Jared Allen and DeAndre Hunter and whatever else to get LeBron? Do you think that's too much? Do you think the Cavs should go all in? Do you think LeBron gives them the best chance to win right now?
I wouldn't be afraid to give them both up. I mean, because the other thing is, they could still make moves. Let's just say LeBron, the trade happened tomorrow. I mean, you still got free agency coming. I mean, we know there's not going to be a whole lot going on in free agency and shit, but it's not like they're going to be done. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Now I'm gonna go back to what I said last time. What about Amani Bates? You know what I mean?
Right. LeBron likes, by the way.
Right. I mean, is this why they've sat him out? You know what I mean? I don't. I'm just saying I don't. Jared Allen definitely. We wouldn't miss Jared Allen, and I mean DeAndre Hunter. Here, if you got a chance to bring, I don't care if LeBron's 41 or not. You got a chance to bring LeBron in, and he gives you that veteran leadership, shows these guys how to win, shows these guys how to prepare, how to work out. You know,
still a top 5-10 player in the league.
Yeah, I mean, and then everything else that comes along with it, national TV every game, apparel. I mean,
you just hit it too. The NBA, if I'm the NBA, not to cut you off, but if I'm the NBA, I really want LeBron back in Cleveland. Not because of the storyline, even with the whole Cleveland thing in his last 2 years and Bronny and all that. But what's big? They got the new TV deal next year with NBC and everything. It's kind of like a reboot. You know, I mean, it's like a new era for the league in a way. What's the big star in the East Coast next year? Tatum's out. I mean,
Halliburton's out.
You got to have a big star on the East Coast, in the East Coast market, and that's LeBron.
Right. It's everybody's tuned in. The whole country at 8:00. You know what I mean? So even if you don't like LeBron, you still sit and watch him. He's kind of polarizing. So he is. So, but it tags along with the story back home. You know, people will just be. It's just people are fascinated by that shit. So, yeah, it's good for everybody. You know, it's great for him, great for the Cavs, great for the league.
By the way, when Amani Bates had a big game in college at Eastern Michigan, LeBron, and after Peach Jam performance in AAU circuit in 2021, LeBron tweeted both times and said he's got next.
Yeah, I was saying we knew when the Cavs drafted him, he was LeBron's guy. Mobley was LeBron's guy. What's his name? A brain fart. Point guard. LeBron's
Lonzo
guy.
Ball,
Lonzo Ball. Well,
Darius
no,
Garland.
Darius Garland. They're all LeBron's guys. Here, Colin Sexton was LeBron's guy. I mean, they've always just been sitting over in LA picking the Cavs roster.
Well,
So
Brandon Weems, he was the head
right,
of scouting at first when LeBron left.
right.
Scouting
So
was very important in those years.
and I think, I mean, here,
And by
man,
the way, too, remember this? Remember the jerseys they wore when he left the first time when he took it off? Remember those old jerseys?
yeah,
They're bringing those back next year.
yeah. It's just everything just seems to point to it. 2026, 10 years since they won. I mean, everything just really seems to point to it. I think the renovation of the arena, the new facility that's being built, practice facility. I mean, I think it's all pointed to that, and you and I have talked about that for a long time. It's all pointed to him purchasing the team,
Purchasing that 15%.
Yeah, and then eventually we'll turn to.
Well, and what about the Jared Dudley part of it too? His boy, who's trying to be the top assistant here,
Right.
who hasn't signed yet, just kind of waiting around.
But then on the flip side, though, I mean, somebody that I know that knows the family. I mean, he's the one that told me 4 years ago they're all down in.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not gonna say who, but he said the whole family's down in Dallas right now.
I don't think that had anything to do with that, but there has always been interest there. But I don't know. I just don't see if your big goal is to win a championship, which he said, it ain't gonna be in the West.
Well, no, because you got to
Kyrie's
fight.
coming off that injury, 80 at the 5. I don't think LeBron wants that again. You'd rather have him at the 4, but if you trade LeBron to Dallas, they'd have to give up their centers to make the deal happen financially. And you got Cooper Flag, who's a rookie, who I think LeBron loves, I love, who I think would be great, but still a rookie. And why would Jared Dudley be trying to leave? He knew LeBron was coming.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't add up. I feel like it's more of a distraction than really the main team.
Yeah.
Because I think, again, when I read these statements right here and I read the second part, I think it's already done. I think there's already a team in motion that they're already working on. They just haven't announced it publicly yet. They kind of just put it in motion today because they had to, because of the deadline with the contract. I think it's already done. I think they're just finalizing the deal. They probably got a third team involved. Yeah, I think that's what you're going to see. And by the interesting part, it could happen tomorrow, actually, because not saying it will, but it could, because the Cavs, that the second April kicks in July 1st. So it would have to happen maybe in the next 48 hours, possibly.
Well, I'm gonna go back to that where you said that he was caught saying where he said, his wife wants him to retire right now. I'm just trying to think of, I'm married, obviously, I've been married 26 years. I would think the main reason, your wife wants you to be home. That's just the, just what I just said, home. You know what I mean? Is it that she really just she tired of being away from Akron and wants to go home and enjoy their actual home that they built?
And they could still go out to L.A. he's building that $50-something million mansion out there in L.A. He's building right now. It's like a palace. So he'll have his house in L.A. He's building. He's got his house here. He's always kept. I mean, he can go anywhere he wants when he retires.
Well, yeah, and you got to think about his daughter hasn't got to really experience home. You know what I mean? She hasn't really got to live here. She's 10 years old. She really hasn't. She hasn't got to live here. So
right.
I would think that's probably the only way he could probably continue to play. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she said that I'm cool with you playing, but I want to go home. You know what I mean? But I think the daughter thing, if you think, because I'm just, as a father and a husband, that has to play. That she has not got to just live here on a day to day like her brothers did. You know what I mean?
Well, when he came
And
back at 14, he mentioned that in his letter that he would want his sons to grow up and spend time here. So I'm sure he'd probably want the same. Yeah, for now till middle school.
yeah,
But then again, you can always once he retires, he can go wherever he wants at any time. He could
well,
be in
that's it.
L.A.
They
He'll
live
be
in
in
a different
L.A. He'll be in New
world.
York. He'll be in Cleveland here and there when if he gets ownership or
Yeah,
whatever he does. You know what I mean? Or maybe he'll go and do Vegas. I don't know. But he can do whatever he wants when he retires.
but that could be what she may have said. Here, I'll play, but let's go home. So
What do you guys think though on the Cavs side of it? Like, if you were the Cavs, because I think ultimately it comes down to is, do we believe we can win with the group we have right now, even as wide open as the East is next year? Do you still have the confidence, Mike, that this group can win it all?
I wouldn't say I have the same confidence. No. Do I think it's impossible to win with this current group? Also, no. I think they could. I think it's an uphill battle, though.
Does LeBron
I
give you a
think
better chance and you give up Allen?
yes, that's what I ultimately think.
Even
I
if you
just
give up
think
the
this.
does that still give you a better chance? LeBron, Mobley, Mitchell, and Garland.
Yeah, and that would give you a better chance because here, I love our team the way it is constructed, and again, I don't think it's impossible, but there's so much youth that
And we've seen
we
it for 3 years.
yeah, and we've seen it for 3 years, and we kind of run into the same problems, and it's just a lack of intensity in the playoffs, and I think Donovan really does want to win. I don't think he's a bad leader per se. I just think it's more so, he hasn't been in that position before either. So it's getting somebody who knows what it takes and also another like superstar caliber player because right now we only have Donovan Mitchell. I think you need at least 2 superstars or you need your whole team to be exceptionally well constructed like OKC was. Like their starting 5 are all great. Like maybe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a superstar on the rise, but even if he isn't, like all 5 of them are great players. Not just good, they're great. So with LeBron, you get another superstar to match with Donovan. I mean, Evan Mobley can get there eventually. He's still very, very young, and it takes players in the NBA some time until they become the superstar that they
couldn't
are.
LeBron help those guys get even better?
Oh, absolutely. Especially Evan. I think
can you
Evan.
imagine how Evan could benefit from LeBron?
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's
because
that's
Evan's
the only
not
thing Evan
afraid of
needs.
work.
What's that, Jersey?
That's what I was. I think that's the last piece that Evan needs is someone like LeBron. Because I've always said I thought Mobley was going to be one of the top 5 players in basketball, but there just hasn't been that older brother, that that guy that's been through the gauntlet, that's done it all, that'll push him, that'll like I said, they'll show him how to prepare and show him how to win. And I still believe Mobley. I mean, if just look at just this year alone, the growth in this year. So he's a LeBron away from being, I mean, one of the top players in basketball, one of the top most dominant players in basketball.
Shout out to Natik. It's either Cleveland, New York, or Dallas if they trade LeBron James to another team. I agree. I think it's Cleveland and Dallas. I think Cleveland 1, Dallas 2. New York's always interesting. I mean, you never know with New York, but I think I don't see that happen, but it wouldn't. I mean, who knows? Any of those, if I had to list 3 teams, that's the 3 teams I would list. I was already list 2 tonight. I think Cleveland's the front runner, but some people think Dallas could be the front runner. And New York's always fascinating, but I don't think LeBron. I don't think LeBron would go to New York at this stage in his career. Maybe he would, maybe he would. I don't know, but
well, he did always talk about that early on about playing in New York.
Yeah,
at one point in his career.
Interesting. Although did New York even hire a coach yet?
No.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's something to keep an eye on.
Which is interesting because You know what I mean? The coach has to go along with the player. So are they sitting there? Are they sitting there waiting? Do they really believe they got a shot? But here he said that early on. I mean, because he called it the Mecca. He loved to play basketball there before his career ended. But I mean,
Yeah,
that was 20-something years ago. I mean, he could change his mind now. You know what I mean? A lot of things happen in his life.
Right.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the Knicks are interesting, but I don't know. I look at their list of candidates right now, and I don't see any of the names they have mentioned. I just don't see LeBron work. James, he's not working with Mike Brown again. He's not working with Taylor Jenkins. He's not working with Micah Nori. He's not working with James Borrego. That's the names right now. I mean, unless they hired Michael Malone, the old, obviously he was this guy who was at the Nuggets and was with him in Cleveland. I think maybe that gives you a chance, but I don't know. Though. I think I think the Cavs teams actually would be better with him. It's a better fit than the New York team. That's just me. But
But he also can't get. There's also not 15% stake sitting there either.
exactly, and so yeah, and I don't know if he wants to play for James Dolan ever. That's just me, but not a good relationship there. Let's see here. He said LeBron could show them how to open the champagne bottles when we win. LeBron could show them how to pop up. Yeah, I agree. Here's my thing too on the Cavs part. On this, I asked you guys. If I look at it for the Cavs standpoint, like I said, we've done this for 3 years now with this group. We've hit the same lull every year. We 2 years ago, 2 years ago, we got smashed by the Knicks. Got out more. They were more physical than us. Got more competed harder than us. We just got totally manhandled that series. Jared Allen was a guy that didn't show up. And then we looked to the Celtics. We lost to them. We were injured, but again, we took us 7 games to beat that Magic team. It was a hard fought series. And then we look at this year. This year, you won 60 something games. You look at the best team in the regular season, at least in the Eastern Conference. High expectations. You get to the playoffs, Mike, and you lay an egg. I know you had some injuries, but still, to lose in the fashion they did to Indiana was embarrassing. And the way for Jared Allen to show up in that game 4 where you just won in their house, you're only down 2-1. You could tie it 2-2. And for Jared Allen for $20 million to go out there and only give you 2 rebounds and 2 points in 20 minutes, that's terrible. And
It's awful.
and DeAndre Hunter didn't really give you a whole lot of anything in that playoff series. I mean, he was hurt. But then when he did play, he was okay. He hit a couple threes stuff, but the only thing I remember from that playoff series is him getting into a fight. So, and I like DeAndre Hunter. But do I think DeAndre Hunter's like the guy that's going to get you over the hump in a game or in a series to help you win a championship? No, he's not. I don't think he's he's a role player. He's a very good role player. He has a role. He knows his role, right? He's a good defender, can hit the 3. He's a role player. Jared Allen, like the guy a lot, very good in the regular season, but come postseason, he hasn't shown up. But I also think the center position nowadays, you can find a guy, especially if you have Evan Mobley, you just need somebody that can rim run, protect the rim, rebound, and do their job. I don't think you don't need Jared Allen like that if you can get LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, I think LeBron would be more valuable to his team than Jared Allen. And I think, would I be afraid to get up DeAndre Hunter with LeBron? No, I can replace it. I'll find it somewhere, like either a trade or free agency. Or here, I got LeBron. So I like my chances with LeBron, with the core guys I have in Mitchell, Mobley, and Garland, and some of the other pieces I got. I'll probably bring some other pieces. I got some young guys I can put out there finally. I like that much better. I mean, what do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, no, I do like that.
Would you rather bank on LeBron in a playoff run in the East, or would you rather bank on Jared Allen and DeAndre Hunter?
Of course, I'd bank on LeBron, and
exactly.
I prefer the situation in which here I'd rather give up Hunter and Allen over like a Garland and Allen combo. Like, I prefer to keep Garland. I know he's had some injury concerns and been a little injury prone in the playoffs, but I mean, when he's out there, man, Garland's a great player. There's a reason why we signed him to the Supermax extension. I think he's a great ball distributor. I still think he's probably our best ball handler.
Yeah,
As
can shoot the
well.
three great, create his own shot. I mean,
Yeah, and I
he's a
think
perennial
him,
all-star when he's healthy or has the
yeah,
capability.
absolutely. And with LeBron on that team, your starting five: LeBron, Garland, Mobley, Mitchell, and then whoever you want to plug, whoever else you want to plug in there, Struce. I think that would be an excellent starting five. And then you have Proctor coming off the bench, Amani Bates possibly coming off the bench, and then Jalen Tyson as well. I think they're going to want to use him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you just brought in Lonzo Ball. You got some. I'm sure they'll add. I mean,
yeah.
If you sign LeBron, you're probably adding a couple more pieces as well.
Right. Exactly.
Shout out the Ball guy. So this is LeBron's last year. His wife wants it to be. There's only one option, and it's to end it back home. My prediction: LeBron returns to Cavs, who are a championship caliber team. The end. Appreciate you, the Ball guy. I think it makes sense. We agree with you. I think it makes sense to come back here. Now, I do think he's going to play 2 more years, but I think next year will be his last chance to really compete for a title. Because I think the season, I think he will have a farewell tour season like Kobe did. That'll be the 26-27 season with both of his sons, and so that's what I see, Mike. But we agree with you, Ball guy. I think it's going to happen, or it makes the most sense for it to happen here. So. He said DeAndre Ayton is now a free agent. That could be a name to keep an eye on if the Cavs are in that position. We'll see. Let's see, make sure to miss any comments. Hey, Tune, if you want to come up here, I'll drop the link for you one more time. If you want to come up here real quick, just give your take and then you can bounce if you want to. We got some more comments here. Victor Johnson said, "You goofballs. LeBron will stay in LA 2 more years, then retire. He's not going anywhere."
It's a possibility.
I mean, sure. I mean, did you read the comments today on the screen? What do you think? You think what? Does that sound like somebody that stayed in LA, Mike?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we're here, Victor. We're not ruling out the possibility.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, he could just be applying pressure on the Lakers. But tell me, Victor, what moves could the Lakers make that would appease LeBron? Like what's honest? Like I know there's been Andrew Wiggins rumor to Miami. I don't know if Pat Riley is interested in doing that, but we'll see. But I mean, they could make moves. I mean, they got. I mean, yeah, they could, but I don't know. Yeah, I saw that video, Ball guy. I know I don't know. The consensus, I think it's gonna be 2 more years because the last year is more of a retirement tour. This year coming up is going to be the last chance to win another championship. LeBron can't do another 2 years. I think he can do another 2 years because, again, the last year is not as. This year coming up will be the hardest year he has of the 2. So,
well, you figure also if he were in Cleveland, he doesn't have to play the minutes he's been playing in LA. You know what I mean?
And I think that second season, the more of that is more of his son could be draft eligible. Bryce next off season, he can play with both of his sons. I'm sure he wants to do that for one season. He'll find a way to go out there for one more year and have the retirement tour of both of his sons.
Right.
And why not do it here? Makes the most sense. I'll see if Toon hits the link or Humble. If you want to come up here real quick and give your take. I don't know if Toon's still even in here. You guys got anything else you want to add to this?
No, I mean, other than here, I'm hopeful that's the case. I think that would, like Jersey said, would be the storybook ending to his career, ending it where he had his most meaningful championship, ending it where he was drafted, ending it at home. You know, here I don't know how many. And there's one more thing I wanted to say. Him being courtside at a Cavs playoff game. I mean, I don't know how many players. You know, doesn't matter who you are or what. I don't know how many active players are going to sit courtside at a playoff game for another team. Like, it's just weird. You know what I mean? Unless it's LeBron and the Cavs. That's always been the caveat. And like you said, Joseph, he still talks about it like we. He uses we always with the Cavs. I don't think in his heart he ever really left anyway. So, yeah.
He said, "I'm from LA. What about it? Just get a center, trade Reeves, get a couple of wings that play defense. They should be good until new owner takes over." Well, the new owner already took over, which is why I think they're building for the future. What it says on the screen, he knows it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think they're trading Reeves. LeBron likes Reeves. Get a couple of wings. Well, they lost a wing today, and Dorian Finney-Smith, who declined their his player option. They got a long way to go. That's a lot. That's a lot more complicated out there. Which is why, again, if LeBron really believed that he could do it out there in LA, like Jersey said earlier, why go to this lengths today to put out this like letter basically through Rich Paul?
Yeah, no, we're not saying again that it's
because LeBron basically told you today, I don't believe I can win in LA.
Yeah, but the Lakers, I just think, are in a different place as a team. They're not in a win now. They're not in a win now atmosphere, and that's okay. Every NBA team goes through that. Every NFL team goes through that. Every MLB team.
Yeah, you got to build the team around Luka now. You have new ownership. Build the team around.
You guys should want LeBron to leave. I would think. I mean, it's ran its course. You know what I mean? It's ran its course. Here, you really want to pay this guy $53 million? You guys, you're not going to win. They're not set up to win. If I'm a Lakers fan, it's ran its course. They've had their time to move on. Start, like you said, building around Luka Doncic. And this guy gets you. LeBron gets you. You've got to enjoy him for 6 years, and now he can get you some pieces back. You know, if I'm a Lakers fan, that's what I want. They here, but I mean, I get it. They. It's not like they're going to be irrelevant. I mean, if they make the right moves. You got Doncic, and if you can make the right moves, get the right guys back.
The Lakers will never be irrelevant, even if they're bad. Like it's just it's such a big market. Like people are still going to talk.
Them, I mean, what do they think out there? You know what I mean? They're so used to winning. So, but I mean, they really haven't won since Kobe. So, I'm not counting that bubble one. Even if it was here in Cleveland, I wouldn't count it. So, it's ran its course. It here the experiment. It's over. It's time to regroup and start building for the future. And you think, and you're a fool if you think that new ownership is not thinking that they're going to come in, they're going to do things.
Well, again, did you look at the quote? LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future.
Right.
He just told you what he knows.
That's just it. So, or something. And it doesn't really take long if you do it the right way. I mean, shit. I mean, look at Oklahoma City. I mean, look how quickly the Cavs got back. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I mean, that's the great thing about the NBA. It's not like MLB. You know, you can build a team. You can draft a team and grow them in 4 or 5 years. And so. In your LA, you can get free agents. You got the huge advantage. But
yeah, and Victor, you're right, and I appreciate you tuning in, Victor. I appreciate the fun conversation. He said nobody knows what's going to happen, but the Lakers have a bright future. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Victor and Jersey and Mike. I think this is the perfect time for LeBron to leave because it's all set up perfectly because they got Luka. He gave you 8 years or whatever. I think it was 7, 8 years, whatever it was. 7 years. You got the chip. You know what I mean? You maxed it out. You did everything you needed to do. You're still LA though. You're gonna be good. You got new ownership now with big pockets. I mean, and you got Luka. You'll have, I think, 2026 next year. They'll have more cap space. They can probably go after somebody or some trade or something. They'll be just fine.
Exactly, and you're gonna want to, like Jersey was saying, like this is a point where you want to part ways with LeBron and get as much value as you can, and get younger pieces to build around because you're not in a position to win
just leave for nothing.
Right.
Would you rather have a good center, Jared Allen, for $20 million, which isn't a bad price? I mean, you know what I mean? He said we have a terrible GM. Yeah. I know Jersey, that's your favorite, isn't it? Rob Pelinka?
Yeah, he's
All that man up there in that panel.
That
man.
dude always looks like Rob Lowe, bro. I swear, every time I see him, he looks exactly like Rob Lowe.
He tries to look like Rob Lowe, but he is just oozing testosterone out there. I
I'm never,
I will
He-
say though, Victor, to your I don't think he's the greatest GM. I don't think he's terrible. I mean, he did get Luca, but I think he's already on the hot seat. I think this new ownership's going to come in with their guy probably in about a year. I think this next year will be a transition. How do we like JJ? How do we like Rob? Blah, kind of like a evaluation. But I think they'll have their guy in there by next summer.
probably.
But yeah, so he said we have a terrible GM. But I think you'll have a new GM. Again, this new ownership, they're always, he said, I hope so. Yeah, I would too if I were you guys. I mean, I don't think, again, Rob Pelinka's not terrible, but I mean, Rob Pelinka walked into, that team that LeBron wanted to go to was a Magic Johnson built team. He was the president. He built that team. He drafted those players. Magic was the basketball mind. All Rob Pelinka did was just ride the coattails of LeBron and AD for the last how many years, 6 years, whatever it was, that LeBron just told Jeannie what he wanted and she did it. Just like when LeBron wanted them to trade Westbrook, she paid $8 million out of her own pocket to make it happen. So,
Right.
yeah, who was running it? We all know who. I know Rich Paul says don't say that, but I mean, come on. You think LeBron's listening to Rob Pelinka?
Hell no.
No. Yeah, no, he's not. So, last thing before we get out of here, guys, what do you think they would look like? I mean, when you guys actually read this quote, this comment, he said, "SI from Sports Illustrated, LeBron urged to reunite with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Could the Cavaliers and the Los Angeles Lakers actually pull off a trade center around LeBron James?" Tommy Wild 2 hours ago. I'll have to go read that, ball guy. Appreciate you putting it in the comments, my friend. But yeah, I mean, it's starting to heat up. You can see it right there. Pelinka was the reason Magic left. Yeah, for sure. And I think Magic left too because Magic didn't want to answer to a player either. That's just me. And that I gotta say, in Jersey, I know that Magic Johnson press conference is one of the greatest things I ever watched.
Oh, it's memed so much. I love it.
I'm not gonna be here. The day he left, that was. I remember I got home and turned on my TV live, and it was NBA TV and it was breaking news. I remember I sat there. I was like, Dad, you gotta come look at this. And we were just in awe watching it. I mean, it was one of the greatest things I ever watched.
Yeah, he just didn't give a shit, man.
He nor should he's Magic Johnson.
It was
He is the fucking Lakers. I mean, him and Kobe, they don't got to say anything to nobody.
Right.
Yeah, that thing was crazy. But I want to ask you guys, I know for you, Dip Mike. What do you? How big do you think this be for this? I mean, what do you think the city would be like, Mike? Now, because Mike, I think when he came back at 14, it was huge. Everybody was emotional. It was, he came back from Miami. He was in his prime. We were still trying to win that championship. I almost think Mike would mean a little more now. Because, and the reason why is the city of Cleveland's grown more. The city's really grown tremendously in 11 years since then, I think, and even just the market itself has grown.
Yeah.
But I think just the ending, the storybook, the connection, his son, the team that's trying to get over the hump right now. They've been competing and have been competitive and pretty good. I think, Mike, it could be more significant now. And I think, Mike, you have a group of people. LeBron's trying to compete with Michael Jordan, as he said, and Kobe Bryant, who I think he views as the top guys in his era. Or Kobe obviously was a competitor, and Michael's who a lot of people think is the greatest. LeBron was trying to, maybe he thinks he is the greatest, but he's trying to, trying to add to that. So it's all about legacy for him. I think if LeBron came back and got this team over the hump and won a championship, won Finals MVP most likely, that you'll have a group of people that will never say he's the GOAT. They always say Michael Jordan no matter what, or Kobe no matter what, or whatever. That you're going to have those groups. That group's never going to change. But there's a lot of people out there who are kind of like, yeah, we still think Jordan's the GOAT, but man, LeBron's pretty good. LeBron could add this to his, that championship in Cleveland. If he came back at the story beginning, I think it'd be bigger, Mike, possibly than the first time, just because the way, just how it unfolded, the whole story and just the ending and at 41 years old, I mean, that would be Adding that to your legacy would be huge.
Oh, I agree. It would.
In
I mean, like,
Cleveland.
right. Yeah, him coming back home would be awesome. I mean, just the fact that he would be choosing to retire a Cavalier and potentially win another chip. I mean, I don't think there would be a better ending in sports. Make a hell of a show or a movie one day. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's why I said when he sat courtside last year, I made a thumbnail of him sitting courtside. I said LeBron's last dance, just like Jordan's last dance. What's a way to compete with Jordan? You saw Jordan's last dance. All he was remembered. It was hitting that shot over Utah, right? And when you think of Michael Jordan, you think of him as a bull. So a lot of people, when they think of LeBron, think of him as a Cav, right? What if his lasting image in a Cavs uniform is winning?
Yeah, exactly.
His last dance. Which you could document that, like you said, Mike, and put that out just like Jordan did on ESPN 30 for 30, 20 years from now or whatever, 15, 20 years from now. Go ahead, Jersey.
I mean, I think with in a lot of people's minds, that could be the thing that might give him the nod. It may, and somebody like me that, I got to watch Michael Jordan his whole career, and I remember it all vividly, and depending on how it all went, I might be one of those people. I mean, I think he's had the greatest career in basketball. I don't know if anybody's had a better career. No one's had a better career. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Playing to your 41 and still playing at the level he plays and everything he's accomplished. There has to be, even though he's lost a lot of finals, but he's been to so many finals. I really think he just, if he was to come back, and the way the Cavs have looked for 3 years, have all this talent, just missing, they just need someone to show them how to win. And if he was to come back in Cleveland and to win a title at that age, there's a very, very good argument that he is the greatest player to ever play basketball. So I'm not gonna say he was the most clutch, but if you pair that with the greatest career, and that age playing into it, I mean, there's a damn good case for that. So it would be unbelievable, to walk back into your hometown and take these young guys and build them up, show them how to win, and win a championship. And the very thing is, and what makes it even greater is it's not a major market. It's Cleveland.
Well, it's his franchise.
Cleveland. It's just Cleveland.
And I think the lasting image is everything.
Oh, it is.
Jordan's lasting image, hitting that shot in the Bulls uniform. He is the Chicago Bulls, obviously. Kobe Bryant. Kobe already won 5 championships. You know what I mean? And he stayed in LA. And yeah, the latter years weren't great in terms of team success, but he already won 5 chips. He was already Kobe Bryant, and he was here. Anybody wants to stay with the franchise they were drafted to, and he was low to Lakers. I have no problem with that. You know what his lasting image was? 60 points in a Lakers uniform with 5 rings. GOAT status. You know what I mean? Like LeBron, in my opinion, understands that. And I think that's why this statement came out today, why they're doing what they're doing. It's all about the lasting image. That's people remember you as, how the last time they saw you, that's what will always stick and remember.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly.
So, Mike, I know you got a bounce. You want to tell me where they can find you on your show, Mike? Your next one's what, Tuesday?
Yep, absolutely. Tuesdays and Fridays, I host the Professional Fan. Generally, right around 8:30 to 9:30 in the evening, right in that time frame. That's Eastern time. I generally go over NFL news, Browns coverage, all that good stuff. Been going over the Shedeur Sanders quarterback battle a lot, and will be continuously doing that. This week, I'm going to be covering just a little bit more about kind of just draft grades overall going into, because there's been a lot of talk on, is Andrew Berry a good GM? Is he not a good GM? So we're going to go back through his drafts and actually grade each and every one of those drafts. Thought it would be a fun thing to do before training camp. So
All right, appreciate you, Mike. See you Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Uh, Jersey, you can stay up here if you want. If you got to go, that's no problem. I'm gonna let Tune In Sports. Tune In, welcome on in, brother.
What's going on, man? Salute to everyone. What's up?
What's going on? Make sure you guys subscribe to Tune In Sports. My opinion, the best Cavs content creator out there. I'm sure he'll be all over a lot of the news this week, obviously, and keep you up to date and all things NBA as well. So go subscribe to Tune In Sports. Tune, I know you were listening to us and you saw the news today. Obviously, we were talking about it all day. Go, I'll give you the floor, brother. It's all yours. Whatever you want to talk about this. Go ahead.
I mean, me and you talked behind the scenes already about most of this stuff, man. Yeah, LeBron, it's a possibility he could come back. I know we talked about this. We talked about this plenty of times about LeBron making a return to Cleveland, and what it would mean for the team. And like I said before, man. I'm all for LeBron coming back. I said that many times before. I wanted LeBron to come back. Now for the price, man, the trade. I don't know how the trade gonna look, man. Now Jared Allen could go, yes, man. Now DeAndre Hunter, that I like DeAndre Hunter a lot, man. But I mean, if that's what it costs, then I guess that's what it costs. But it's just gonna be like a whole lot of like how this team gonna look after you trade them guys away. You're gonna have to fill, them spots, them voids. I know other guys gonna be able to get opportunities. I think if LeBron was to get traded here, I don't know how likely it is to Dallas. I think it's more likely to the Cavs. I mean, it makes sense because the East is wide open. It's really like no major competition in the East unless you want to say the Knicks and maybe the Magic. But I think LeBron on his team could get past that Magic team. Um, so yeah, adding LeBron to here to the East with the Cavs with this current Cavs, and of course you got to still find yourself a big man. I could see the Cavs getting to the finals with LeBron. I really could. Now as far as winning the championship, I can't say yeah or no, but I think how everything looking, I think LeBron could take this team to the East. Like I mentioned, like him coming here to show guys how to win. I think that is what you're missing. You're missing that leadership and that guy with that playoff experience and championship experience. I think that's what Donovan is missing. And you bring LeBron here, I think he can show these guys and lead them to the promised land. So I think they can make noise in the East. Um, so LeBron come here. I think he make the Cavs better. I know everybody not high on Jared Allen. But the only thing is, I hate to give up Hunter, yo. I really like Hunter, man. I really liked the trade when we got Hunter. I wish it was somebody else we could give up. But I'm all for LeBron coming back. I'm all for it.
I, I'm gonna say too, Tune. And Jersey, I know you like this guy too. If we get back Connect in that deal, I that I like that kid a lot. I know. I think last year, he started off really good. I think when you're a rookie and you get put in a trade midseason, your confidence probably got shattered a little bit. But I just think LeBron loves that kid. He's always spoken highly of him. 6'7", 6'8", can shoot the lights out. Athletic guy. I think he could be a good team defender. I think if you got that piece back, that's a steal. He can replace that backup three. I know you like him, Jersey.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that was well, I remember in that draft we actually thought the Cavs were gonna go after him, and then the Lakers scored him. So I'd love to have that guy. I mean, that'd be the icing on the cake. Get him to come along with it.
What do you think, Tune, of Dalton Connect? Does that make it a little better? Give it up, Hunter.
I'll look the thing. Yeah, no, man. I just like what Hunter brought to the team, man. I know
I
we got
like
rid of
Hunter too. I
Ty
like
Jerome
Hunter.
because his win, like his defense. Like I'm just thinking about all that stuff. Like, cause I'm thinking from the point like, okay, we getting LeBron back, right? To get LeBron, and they're gonna have to give us another piece. But I'm thinking like, yeah, we getting rid of rim protection. I know Jared Allen is soft or he's inconsistent, in the playoffs. But you're giving away rim protection to Jared Allen, and then you're giving away a 6'8" guy who's pretty good. I call him a two-way player because he could score the ball, and you're giving up that perimeter defense. I don't know. I just want to like make sure we can replace that. So if we get these guys up, I want to make sure we are able to replace that.
Yeah. He said the Lakers need to sign DeAndre Ayton ASAP. Talk about a gift for the Lakers if that happens. We'll see what happens. One name though, Natik, and Tune, I want to ask you this. You know, he's been brought up with the Lakers, but I feel like if LeBron comes back here this week, that he could be a name for us. Is Brook Lopez? And the reason why I bring that up because obviously Brook Lopez can space the floor. He's a championship big man. He's won a championship experience. Only had a little bit of time left, but also he has experience with Kenny Atkinson as well. They have a
The
really good
Nets.
relationship. Kenny Atkinson was a big part of his development, actually, as a player. It's been written in articles. What do you think of that name, possibly, Brook Lopez?
I wouldn't be mad at it because we need a big man, man. Any help is better than no help. We really need a big. And I guess you could put what would you start on? Like you still have Mobley at the 4 or
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about him, or I don't know what the Cavs would have. He said too old and slow. No, I don't know what the Cavs would have in terms of salary cap wise, like mid level exception, what that would look like. But even, I mean,
right.
Dorian Finney-Smith, it could be on the market. I know.
That's a guy I would take. I would now you know me. I like DFS. I would take DFS. If I could get rid of Hunter and get DFS, then yeah, man, I'd definitely be a lot more happier too.
Yeah, because then at that point, maybe you put Mobley at the 5 and just put DFS out there like him and LeBron were in LA.
Yeah, I would like that. I think I would like that.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, I think they could find the pieces to build it out. I mean, I think there's options, but I think again, it's got to happen this week, probably earlier this week.
Yeah, because the guys, I gotta look at the market because I know guys are declining their options. Some people are re-signing, but I know some guys are declining their options.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we're shedding salary too. Like Windhorse said, we shedded Kiki today with almost $3 million.
Yeah,
So
Chuma, shout out to Chuma, man. Greatest
Chuma.
cab ever.
Yeah, never saw you, but appreciate you.
Yeah.
And then Dean Wade, I know they could probably try to move that still. That's $6 million. Oh, they could use that in that deal. Sam Merrill deal is getting a little more eye opening to me because I think they could move that. I think it's a possibility. He said, "You know what? 2 is better than none. Use their skill sets right." Yeah. Brooke and Robin, bring them back together. Says
No.
No,
Not
we don't need
Robin.
Robin. Robin can sit in the stands with his popcorn and cheer him on. But all 7 feet of him, you'll probably see him from the TV easily. Especially that hair of his. He said, forget Allen too. We got your defensive player of the year, Mobley.
Yeah, we do. We got Mobley. We got Mobley.
But yeah, Tuna, I think it's got to happen soon because I know the Cavs are dealing with the apron. I got the article that the ball what's his name? Ball guy put in the comments earlier, and I got it right here from Sports Illustrated. And let me zoom in on this for you guys. And it says right here, LeBron urged to reunite with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this is from Sam Quinn, who for CBS Sports, a prominent reporter, national reporter. He said the destination makes the most sense by far is Cleveland. That isn't just because of the sentiment or James's previously expressed desire to retire there. It's because of where they are as a basketball team. And it goes on to say, a trade between the Cavaliers and Lakers could likely make a lot of sense for each side. Everyone gets what they want. As Quinn noted, the Cavaliers are prepared to both financially and with their current roster to compete in a championship right now. They have to. He said, as James's agent indicated, that's exactly what the 4-time MVP wants to do. Quote, the rules, the second apron are especially set up for teams to do that twice in 5-year span before the harshest penalty, a draft pick automatically dropping to number 30, kicks in after the third offense. After the third offense. If you're operating on a 2-year all-in window, you probably want LeBron James on your team. I'd say with the Cavs, Cavaliers stance at urgency as an immediate contender, and LeBron wanted to compete for a championship. It's the perfect match. So then it goes on to talk about financial interests. It said Quinn noted that the trade package would make the most sense would be some variation of Darius Garland, and not all these guys, just players. Guys like Garland, Jared Allen, Hunter, Max Strus. I think Allen and Hunter seem to be most likely. Possibly. That's what I see it. Because I think LeBron would want to keep Max Strus for shooting reasons. But I mean, yeah, and two, I mean, this article breaks it down. Though. I like what he said there, though. I mean, if you're a team in a 2-year window, and it makes the most sense for the Cavs, I think, to go all in now and try to you have to go all in right now.
Yeah.
And for the Lakers, that's a good deal for them too.
Yeah, any one of them players. I mean, we got the assets. I think. Yeah, we got the assets. We got the players that we can, send to LA, helping them out as well. It's like a, almost an even trade. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Natik. Did I say you were? Did I say he? I didn't mean to reference you as he. I apologize. You know what I'm doing this show? I'm talking fast, looking 100 miles an hour. Sometimes I slip up. I apologize. You're a woman. I'm sorry. I appreciate you tuning in tonight, doing the team. We appreciate your time and your chats, and we appreciate all your viewers. So
Shout out to the ladies.
shout out to you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time. You can come back anytime. I'll be the first to say it. LeBron is a leech. He only wants to associate with us when we're good and have talent after leaving Cleveland the first time. Humble's going off. So,
Oh, well, hey, Humble, hold on, Humble. You was excited earlier, man. Don't switch up now, Humble.
she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Natik. I feel bad now. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize." See, like I said, sometimes I get so zoned in when I'm talking. I just go 100 miles an hour. Two knows how it is. Well, you're doing a show. You're mine.
Yeah,
Yeah. You get all over the place.
A lot of things going on
I
at
was trying to get
once.
the article up there, but I apologize. I appreciate your time. And thank you for understanding. Only team LeBron would ever feel comfortable being traded to is Cleveland. Yeah, and I think he put that no trade clause in his contract for a reason. And I said it last year when he signed. I said he's always. I never thought he was going to finish his career in LA ever. Even the day he left to LA, I said he's not finished his career in LA. So that no trade clause too really works to our advantage because we can give them anything. All we have to do is just match the salary and keep it somewhat of a fair trade, which Jared Allen's fair.
They
But I
need a
mean,
big man. They desperately need a big man.
right. So, but him having that player option, I mean, it really holds them somewhat hostage, the Lakers.
Another leverage type of play by LeBron.
Exactly. So the Cavs got all the leverage. And what do you think of Kobe Altman when he's got leverage? He usually strikes pretty well.
Kobe Altman usually hit on everything, man.
Yeah, he's ice cold.
That's one of my favorite GMs. That's the best GM to me.
I gotta ask you too. I know yesterday you were a little mixed emotions about trading your boy Isaac for Lonzo Ball. I see you got Lonzo already in your thumb. In your are you feeling a lot better now? Are you not? Did you put that picture away? Did you get a Lonzo Ball picture now? Like, how are you feeling 24 hours after processing all that?
Hey man, the emotions is out, man. I feel a lot better.
You were like the leader of the Isaac Okoro fan club. I mean,
yeah, man, I might have been the only one, man. I feel like,
but I mean, yeah. How do you feel more about that trade now? Especially, I mean, Lonzo, LeBron, obviously their relationship. I mean, how are you feeling now?
no, I feel good, man. Just thinking about it from like a basketball standpoint and knowing that the goal we trying to obviously get past the second round and get to the finals. So I think adding Lonzo over Isaac Carl definitely helps because Lonzo able to play both sides of the ball. And the only thing with Lonzo for me again is that making sure you manage him right and staying healthy. I think he could be like I think you mentioned it before. He could be that Alex Caruso type trade for us. I don't know if you mentioned that before, but he could be that.
Yeah, I thought I said to me he could be our Sean Livingston when he was for Golden
Yeah,
State.
you said Sean Livingston, right?
Sean Livingston had a lot of he was highly thought of when he came in the league with the Clippers. Had a lot of upside. Had that major injury early on in his career. Bounced around the league a little bit. Played with the Cavs for a cup of tea when LeBron left for Miami. But then he found the right place with the right system and the right in a win down environment with the Warriors, and you saw what he was. That's a lot. When you think of Sean Livingston, you think of him with that Warriors team. He was the ultimate backup point guard, Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, I hated him.
Yeah. Bigger point guard, 6'6", 6'7", like Lonzo. Really great defender. Had a killer mid range. I mean, I think Lonzo could really be that for us.
Yeah, he could. His impact. Now Lonzo, he don't really have playoff experience, but because of the type of play he is, man, I think he still would have impact because I think Lonzo impacts winning. I
just think his game. He's just so damn talented. He's just too like Sean Livingston was that guy. Like he just didn't have a lot of playoff experience when he went to the Warriors that I remember. I could be wrong, but he was valuable. It's all about fit. You know what I mean? It's health and
Hmm.
fit. And when I hear Lonzo Ball too, and I don't know if you saw his press conference after the season, um, he said he's very excited for next season. He said the knee held up better than he thought it would. He's very confident, and he's very excited for next season. I think he feels next year could be his best season.
That's what I hope so. That's what I want to hear. You're a Cavalier now, so I will hope
Right.
so. We want the best Lonzo Ball ever. You know what I'm saying? We want the
Yep.
best Lonzo Ball. So I hope his knees. I know Kenny Atkinson did a great job managing the guys last year. So I trust Kenny to do the same with Lonzo Ball. I think yeah, I try. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
What's your excitement level right now? Before I let you out of here, what? I mean, how excited are you right now with this possibility? How are you? I mean, you've been a long time Cavs fan. You grew up in the LeBron era, like me. I
Yep.
know that's how you got attracted to the Cavs because you're a New Jersey guy. So, I mean, how excited are you right now at this possibility?
Um.
What would
Right
it mean
now,
to you as a Cavs fan?
but if LeBron comes back,
Yeah,
it means I get to bring my jersey back out. I had my LeBron jersey. Like I don't know where my LeBron jersey is. I didn't had it like put away somewhere. I don't even know where it's at, but I'll have to go find it again and bring it out. I'll be excited to see LeBron, get the wear wine and go one more time. And the jersey's coming back. So get to see him and them, them throwback jerseys again. Yeah, it'll be
that'd be
very
the hottest
exciting.
jersey in the city, outside of Shador Sanders, probably.
Yeah,
Well, that would be the hottest jersey in the city, no
LeBron.
doubt. Yeah, not
Yeah.
even a question. Bro said I'm gonna bring out the
Chill, man. I gotta
uh,
find it. I don't know
he
where it's
said,
at. I could find my Colin Sexton jersey before I find that jersey. I really gotta find it.
he said Lonzo would be great. He said, "What's Alonzo and Amani Bates conversation look like? I'm sure he can teach him some things that he can add to his bag."
Lonzo and Imani.
I kind of like that off the bench. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, Imani gets some PT, and we'll see just exactly what Imani base is made of. If because we're gonna have to trust our bench now. If we letting guys go, we're gonna have to trust our younger guys to go produce.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think Amadi could really benefit from a guy like that. I mean, obviously a guy that can get him the ball, and he
Great
Amadi can.
passer.
Yeah, I mean, and Amadi he showed in that game, the last game of the regular season with 7 threes. I mean, he can just run the floor and spot up and get hot. I mean, just he's such a great scorer,
He is
shooter.
not afraid to shoot. That's one thing I can say about Imani. But despite everything else that people might say, I just know that I trust him to shoot the ball over Dean Wade. I know he's not going to be afraid to shoot it. He's not going to pass it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that having a guy like Lonzo out there dishing the ball, I mean, that's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
having a guard that put the ball because as a point guard, passing the ball the right way, it plays a factor too for your shooter. So I think Lonzo,
well, and imagine too. I mean, we bitched a lot in the playoffs about the lack of ball handling at times, obviously because of injury. But even throughout the season, outside of Mitchell, Garland, and Ty Jerome, that's all we had is ball handlers, right? So now, if I add LeBron, I got
oh yeah,
I got LeBron he can be a point guard if he wants to be. I got LeBron, I got Darius, who I consider 2 point guards. I got Lonzo Ball, who's a pure point guard, and then I got Donovan Mitchell. I can put the ball in his hands. I got a lot more ball
hmm
handling now. I can really stagger guys' minutes differently. I can put different lineups out there. If I take LeBron out, I could put Lonzo at the point. He can go out there, initiate offense, and run the game. You know what I mean? I got Garland still. I got I can put a lineup around. I could see a lineup with like Mitch with Garland and LeBron because Garland could spot shoot as well, and I could see a lineup with Donovan Mitchell with Zoe because I could put Zoe on the ball and he can run the offense. Now I could take Mitchell off the ball, run plays for him, and make it easier on him. You know what I mean? And then you got Evan Mobley who's going to feast off all of this.
hmm
I mean, what do you think Evan Mobley what he could look like? I mean, statistically and just from his game with all these guys.
he should be able to be better, man, a better player. You're gonna have a lot of these guys, Lonzo and like Darius. Darius also made Evan Mobley better. Just having Lonzo, LeBron, two of the best passers that's gonna be on the team, definitely gonna increase Mobley ability to get some easy baskets. And if you don't have Allen, playing, it's gonna give Mobley more spacing and everything else to operate. So I could see Mobley, being a better player with these guys. Yeah, I could see it.
Man, I just keep thinking about that. Watching that next year, man. I'm just getting hyped thinking about it. Man, imagine LeBron joining OKC for a little. That would be
Imagine
wild.
LeBron on OKC. That would be
That would be a crime.
that that would be up there with yeah, that
KD,
probably yeah.
that'd be up there with KD going to the Warriors.
I was gonna say DeMarcus Cousins as far as ring chasing go, but I know LeBron's still playing at a high level.
I put
So
it up there with KD with the Warriors.
yeah, the team that just won the championship, even though they didn't beat the Lakers, but
Yeah,
yeah, they just won the championship, and that would be kind of crazy. Yeah, that'd be a cheat code.
yeah.
It's
Shout out
like
to you,
pulling a cheat.
Michael. Thanks for chiming in, brother. Welcome on into the real. Appreciate you, Michael. Zoe got so much knowledge from LeBron. Absolutely. Lonzo gets Bates involved drastically. The whole team. I
Yeah,
like LeBron.
Lonzo.
Even if
Yeah,
we don't get
Lonzo's gonna be
LeBron, I
great.
still like the Lonzo signing a lot. I love or trade a lot. I love that trade. Um, I love it. Tune, where can they find you at, brother?
Oh yeah, of course, man. Tune in sports, man. You find me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active at. Twitter and YouTube, of course, man. So yeah, give me a subscribe to the channel. Comment, like, and yeah, man. I talk Cavs and I talk everything basketball. So yeah, that's where you can find me at on the screen.
For sure. And I'll be over there contributing. Obviously, if we get breaking news this week, which we could expect, I'll be over there as well.
Yep,
I'll be
absolutely.
calling in no matter where I'm at. I don't care where I'm doing. I'm calling in
Yeah,
if it happens
shout out to
midday.
Joseph, man.
Yeah, I'll be calling in. Me humble everybody. DFS was in here earlier. Go subscribe to DFS as well. Great content
D-
creator. DFS Hoops.
DFJ, DFJ,
Or,
DFJ.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah,
Uh,
see that? Look, he's
you see what
speaking
I'm
into
talking about? Yeah,
existence, man.
yeah. You see what I'm talking? That's I accidentally called a woman a man earlier by accident, and then I just messed up my homeboy's name. I just cannot.
Hey,
I
man.
mean, again, when I get in my show mode, that's how focused I am on this right now, people. I mean, literally sat and just scanned articles all day. DFJ Hoops, shout out to you, brother. Go subscribe to DFJ Hoops. That's Tuna Nice guy.
There you go, right there. Yep,
He
there you go.
tunes and listened to him a long time. He got me onto him, and great guy and really cool. Where do y'all think Giannis will end up?
That's a good question, man. It looked like the Bucks is basically. I don't see them adding really any big time players. It look like they brought Bobby Portis back. Like they're gonna have like the same roster. So that's a good question. If he asks, for a trade, I don't know.
If I were Giannis, here's what I would do. If I can get to the Knicks, great. If not, ride it out for one more year and get to
Hmm.
LA with Luca.
Mm.
That's what I would do. Because he
LA.
said his market he wants to go to, which they listed is Lakers or LA, Miami, New York. I don't know how far New York's willing to go to, and does it make sense, and will it actually happen? They don't even have a coach yet. But
Yeah,
if
they don't even have a coach. Yeah,
right, I know if
they
people like little LeBron went to New York. I don't see that happening, but
they trying to hire I forgot her name, the
James
woman
Borrego, it sounds
coach.
like.
No, the woman coach that
Oh
that
yeah,
coach South
Don Staley.
Carolina. Yeah. They trying to look at her, but I'm her, I'm not taking the job.
No, I don't know if I don't think Giannis or LeBron's going there.
Yeah, I
Um,
wouldn't do it on both ends.
if I were Giannis, I would ride it out for one more year, maybe win another MVP. Have a great singular season, and then I would try to get to LA with Luca. That's what I would do. That's just me. And I'm sure they could find a way. But shout out to you, Tune, and I'll probably talk to you tonight or tomorrow. Oh, obviously text, but I'm sure we might be live tomorrow. So,
We definitely this week. You're gonna catch me.
oh yeah. All right, I'll see you, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Shout out to Tune In Sports. Shout out to all you guys. Please like, subscribe, share. If you like this content, he said, or excuse me, my gosh, she said, see, I get thrown off. Hornets need to get him desperately now. They got young guys and draft picks. I mean, yeah, if I was Charlotte, I would try to get him for sure. I just don't think I don't think Giannis wants to go there. I think the Hornets know Giannis doesn't want to go there. I don't see that happening. But yeah, I don't see that. Now, I do think the Hornets are going to try to build pieces around what they have. They got a nice young core. I think they're just going to try to build veterans around that and go from there. But that's what some of the reports indicate as well. I mean, they acquired Colin Sexton. They shot young bulls. So I think they're just kind of sticking with that youth train and just letting that team progress. We'll see where they are in about another year or two. The Hornets are terrible. They have been terrible for a while. I like the young core they're building slowly, though. I think they got it better today with Colin, and they got LaMelo, and they got Brandon Miller. I like the kid they drafted the other night, the shooter. So we'll see, and they got the center. Oh no, they traded Mark Williams. So we'll see where they are though. In about let's see in another year or two where they are. I kind of see Milwaukee being a playing team this season, to be honest. Which I agree with that. I mean, the East is really weak. So would kind of hinder his value. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, here I think if he goes back there one more year, let's say they're a play-in team, make the playoffs, maybe win a round. I mean, if he wants to get out though at any time, I think if he says I want to be traded, request a trade, I think they'll trade him, and I think the Lakers will probably be open arms to get him. I don't know what his contract is. I wonder when he's free agent again too. That'd be interesting. I know he signed a monster deal, so that's interesting. That's an interesting name is Giannis. I don't know. I haven't read too much about. I've been on 24/7 on LeBron watch, but Giannis is definitely another name that could be moved. I mean, it's been a name that people have been talking about. We'll see. Pistons projection next season, please. Shout out to you, Monolando. I believe I said that correct. Monolando. I think the Pistons have a really nice team. I think they got to make some decisions this week of who they're going to keep salary wise. I know something with Beasley today. I don't know what happened there, but here you got Cade Cunningham. You got some nice core pieces. I think Cade, as long as you got Cade, I think Cade could be a top 5-10 player in the league. He's that talented. I think he could be a superstar player. I think he's only going to get better. I think they had a great season this year with JB, our old coach. I think they were right. They got to the point they needed to be for the future. I think they could be a 40, 45 win team next year. Maybe more. I mean, we got to see what they do first. I want to see what the roster looks like after free agency. But I think they'll definitely be a playoff team. I think they'll be a top 6 team next year. I think just Cade alone, I think they'll be tough. And the East is so weak next year. They don't really have any competition. I mean, to get to that, let's say 6th slot to not be a play-in team. I think with Cade, I like their team a lot. I think they got a bright future. I'll be interested. Can they take that leap next year? Can they get to where Orlando has been the last couple of years? That's like a leap to me. Making the playoffs, maybe winning a round. Yeah, he said, y'all better hope LeBron don't come to the East. Yeah, I mean, that man ran the East for many, many years, Tune. And, the East called the Eastern Conference Finals. East called the LeBron Invitational. Because it was, and he pretty much won it every year for 8 straight years. So, yeah, I agree, especially with that team. Watch out. But if you like this content, please subscribe. It's a simple tap of the button. We need your help to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please share this, send it around, hit the like button right now. Helps to get more promoted in the algorithms. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, my man Mike Antonesi was up earlier. He's getting that tattoo, a tattoo of the Colorado Buffalo. Or excuse me, it's the Cleveland Browns' new dog logo wearing a Colorado Buffaloes chain in honor of Shedeur Sanders. He made that bet, and if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will do that. We will air it live, film it, and we already got the place picked out and everything. So get us to 1,000, and it helps us out. We really appreciate your guys' support, and love all you guys. Great talking to meeting and meeting new people tonight as well, as always. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.